Hey guys, Coach Val J here, and I wanted to share with you something that I was just listening to. It's a really interesting self-limiting belief meditation, rid yourself of guilt process. The speaker suggested that, and I agree, that our memories are just that, memories. And ultimately, there are a collection of memories or memories that created the self-limiting belief within us, and then we chose to believe it and then continuously perpetuate it. So our self-image, if we're not rich, and I'm going to use financially rich, and you'll define that for yourself. But if you are not at the level of wealth and freedom that you somewhere in you desire, it's because of a lack thinking process. There's lack programming. And so the author that I was just listening to described a very simple process. Here's the process. Go back to a time when you could pinpoint that lack thinking or guilt around that lack thinking. And for me, I remember when I was about 10 or 11, and my friend and I were on the back porch, and we were outside. And my friend had about $2 or $3, and we were sitting there, and I remember saying, "Oh wow, where'd you get those $2 or $3?" Remind you, this was about 1981, 82, and so I remember her saying it was her allowance. And this is a friend that she's a couple years younger than me, and if you remember when you were that young, it was, you can have it if you want it, and so she said, you can have this money if you want it. I got plenty more in my piggy bank. And I said, no, that's okay. I have money. I really didn't, but I said, I have money. Well, it turns out that my mother was standing on the other side of the door on the inside, and she happened to hear this conversation. And she, just kind of opened the door and said, "Hey, Valerie, could you come in? I needed to show you something." And so she did, and she walked me into the living room, and she said, "I know you didn't want to take that money, but if she's offering it to you, you should take it, because we really could use that to buy some food." And so I went outside, and I said, "Hey, if you have money in your piggy bank, I'll take that." And of course, my friend was like, "Sure, you can have it." And so I took it. I said, "I'll be right back." I took it into the house, gave it to my mom, and she then sent that money up to the store with my dad to get us some stuff for dinner. Even as I say that, my energy decreases. It lowers. And so that's a implant. That was I got pregnant that day, pregnant with lack programming. And so here I am today, some 30 years later, and that memory is very vivid. So the author of what I was just listening to suggested that we go back to that place, replay it, but consciously and actively replay it in a way opposite to what happened, in a way that would lead to something profound, in a way that as I think about it, will raise my energy, will be powerful. So I go back to that day. I see us outside. I see her saying, "You can have this money," and I hear me saying, "No, I'm okay." I hear me about to say, "Because," and at that moment, I again see my mother opening the door and said, "Valerie, could I speak to you for just a moment?" Except this is where I play the story differently. I play the story where my mom sits me down, and even just now I see a different set of furniture. I see a different flooring, a different furniture. I even see my mother dressed differently. She sits me down and says, "Valerie, I'm proud of you for rejecting or saying no thank you to the money that she has, because I know they don't have that much money. And I'd like you to do me a favor. I know you were about to say because, and you were probably going to tell her about your own allowance. But what I'd like for you to do instead is just simply say, thank you for that, but let me show you how, if you save that money, you can earn it, or you can earn something that you really want. You don't have to tell her that we're giving you $100 a week in allowance, or that you have a portfolio of small cap mutual funds that have outperformed the market over the last 10 years. You don't have to tell her that even at 11, your college and graduate school tuition is set and paying for and ready to be paid for, and we've already set the money aside for your car on your 16th birthday. I think that maybe where you were going to say that, and you don't have to say it because you already know it to be true. These things we have for you because we planned accordingly. And some people were not able to plan accordingly or have it. So I think it's wonderful that she has that $3, your friend. That's great. When you go back outside, continue as you're saying, no thank you, but offer her a strategy to help her turn that $3 into 30 and into 300 and 3,000. Is that something you think you could do, Valarie? And I see myself saying yes, and giving my mom a great big hug and thanking her for being a wonderful mom and providing and helping and securing a future for me. I see myself going back outside on that porch, sitting down with my friend, explaining to her in a very simple way, and I see us putting together the blueprint for her babysitting business. So what I've done is take a self-limiting belief or memory, and I just simply rewrote it. I rewrote it in a way that makes me feel good, makes me feel excited, and it's my memory, so I can make adjustments as I see fit. I don't know the reason why my mom said what she said, but in my own memory, in my own thought process, I can create the story that I desire. And if that story supports me and yields me and helps me build a better me, then so be it. So that's a wonderful technique that I just learned, and I'm already implementing it. My energy feels different. I feel more excited and enthusiastic, and I love it. One of the things that I've learned recently is that, of course, the universe responds to your feelings, to your emotions, but it does not care what your emotions are attached to. The universe is not looking at your emotions and saying, oh, she's stressed out about money. It doesn't care what you're stressed out about. It just notices that you're stressed out, and it gives you what you're asking for by what you're focusing on. So this is a technique that allows you to change what you're focusing on, change your mental memory bank, rewrite and eliminate self-limiting beliefs, replace them with positive beliefs about what you can be, do, and have today. I hope this technique works for someone out there listening to this. I thank you, and make today wonderful. You deserve it.